Hello friends, this is Shruti and I am back with another personality. I am at her place at Thar, and this lady is a yoga practitioner, and no ordinary yoga practitioner, but she is also a fitness consultant and she is very famous. Now, when we talk about yoga, I know her through yoga. When I went through her profile, I got to know her that she is majorly into yoga. I can say that she started with yoga. And when we talk about yoga, it has been a practice, a spiritual, physical and mental exercise that helps in holistic development of a person. So this lady started with yoga, and as all of you know that India is so famous for yoga. This is the birthplace of this practice. Swami Vivekananda, right?
Absolutely.
He was the one who started yoga and advocated that actively invest.
Paramahansa Yogananda actually.
Yes.
So many. BKS younger.
And who doesn't know about Baba Ramdev?
Absolutely.
And this lady is following the same path and propagating yoga amongst her clients. Now, to tell something more about this lady, recently she has received the very prestigious India Leadership Conclave Award. Not only that, she also walks on fire. Now, that's incredible. How can someone walk on fire? So this is something that she herself will tell us that how she can achieve that much. And she also trains celebrities like Hrithik, Roshan, Anushka Sharma, Vidhu, Vinod, Chopra and Abhay, Deol. But the speciality of this lady is that she doesn't only train celebrities, she also trains entrepreneurs, executives and common people. So let's find out from her, the charming and brave lady, Eefa Shroff herself, that what is yoga all about and what is it that she specializes in. Hi Eefa, how was your yoga today?
My yoga was very good, like all days.
Wow, good to hear that. Now Eefa, just tell me that how you got introduced to yoga.
I got introduced to yoga through an unfortunate or a fortunate accident that I had. I was 23 years old, this was back in 1993. And the doctors told me that I would not be able to run and I would be in a wheelchair by the time I was 30. Well, I'm 42 now and luckily can do more things with my legs than most people half my age. And so that's how yoga happened. I had a friend who was a yoga teacher and through all those times when I used to cry and cry lying in bed, she used to be the one saying, just do this asana, I promise you you'll be able to walk, just do this. And yeah, true to her word, 8 months later I was walking without my crutches and in a couple of months I was even jogging and running.
Oh my God, that's miraculous.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
this is one of the strongest stories that I've heard that yoga can actually cure diseases.
Yeah, I think it's the mind that can cure diseases and the mind that can cure things which are broken in our bodies or in our minds. After I studied yoga later on, I realized that the two asanas that she used to make me do are the most contraindicated asanas for knee problems. I mean, it's the last thing you should make somebody with bad knees do. And I mean, she was really sweet. It's just that she had so much faith in it. And I think that's what rubbed off on me, was the faith that she had. So it didn't matter what I did. Whatever I did would have worked. Yeah, like if somebody, I mean, I was also lifting a lot of weights during that time and some basic stuff like push-ups and whatever I could do with my upper body. But I had just made up my mind so strongly, and I think that first spark came from my parents and from her. But she gave me something to hold on to. When you're really looking for something, somebody just has to give you one little straw and it's enough. You will turn it into like the world's biggest rope. So, and that's the science of yoga. The Yoga Sutras give the definition of yoga very clearly. Most people ignore it. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is the cessation of the mind.
Okay. So what's that? Can you tell us about the philosophy of yoga?
Absolutely. So yoga, the definition of yoga is that it is the ability to seize the vritti. The vrittis are modifications of the mind, let's say. So you have a memory of something that you assume was a bad thing and now you become sad. Yeah?
That happens all the time.
Right. Or let's say you understood something wrong. You thought the bicep is in the back of your leg. Okay? Somebody told you that this is called the bicep. And the way to develop the bicep is by stretching it. And do Paschimottanasana, it will make your bicep stronger. This is called wrong knowledge. Now for years you will do this and then you will become disappointed. Right? Somebody said that they don't love you anymore and now you feel unloved and your heart is broken. So these are all emotions or vrittis that we go through because of the fluctuations of our mind. The ability to see a thing for what it is, the ability to see the truth for what it is and see life for what it is. Practicing a little bit of detachment, practicing involvement when needed. This is what the science of yoga gives us. It gives us the understanding of what is the mind, how it functions, how it can go wrong and how we can set it right.
So that requires deep knowledge and science in itself.
Absolutely.
Because most people think that yoga is just exercise or some poses or Surya Namaskar. So as you are saying, it is beyond that.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad you mentioned this. You're probably like the first person who's saying it, and I wish more people would say that, question that, read up on it. Ashtanga Yoga. So yoga is actually called Ashtanga Yoga, which means the 8 limbs of yoga. Yeah? Ashta means 8, Anga means limbs, and Yoga is the science. So Ashtanga Yoga basically means the 8 limbed science called yoga. The 3rd limb is called asana. It is what the world today calls yoga. It's not. It's just the 3rd limb. It's like you have 10 fingers and the 3rd finger is this. This is not your hand. But this is the problem. See, wrong knowledge. Yeah? Again will cause different kinds of problems and modifications and emotional delusionments where it's not needed. So it is, yeah, that's all it is. It's just a limb.
Okay. So as they say that half knowledge is a dangerous thing.
Absolutely.
And it can actually go against you. So people will start doing yoga, but it will show some counter effects.
Absolutely. Right.
So what are the things that one should keep in mind when they start yoga practice?
I think read and ask questions. Ask your teacher. We've got Google now. Anybody can go to Google and just say, what is yoga? And read the different things. The problem is we're so attracted to, here's what the problem is and why I also got into fitness and started studying fitness a lot. In the beginning, people would come and say, of course, people don't mean it badly. They'd say, I want a better butt, I want better arms, I want a slimmer waist. And when you come to a yoga person, practitioner, yoga senior student, and you ask for these things, it usually puts the other person in a situation they don't want to be in because they haven't studied it, right? So it's like going to a surgeon and asking him to give you Reiki.
Okay. It's like expectations are different. There's gap in the expectations, or
there's not even a gap in the expectations. It's just you are asking. It's, let's say you specialize in, tell me your specialty. Let's say
IT.
IT. Okay. If you specialize in IT and I ask you, you are an expert. Please tell me how to cook this dish.
I wouldn't know that.
You wouldn't know that, but I have now come to you and I have presumed that you are going to teach me how to cook this dish, and that is basically what happens. You can't go to a yoga practitioner and ask them for physique development.
Then how do you deal with it? Then what is the
So in my case, what happens, like a lot of yoga people would sit together and like my colleagues and like, oh God, so people get into this, oh, yoga is not about your butt, yoga is not about lifting your hands. You see these quotes now all over the internet, right? Yoga is about, finding your inner self, not about the handstand and the leg stand. And yeah, but that doesn't really say anything. That just says you don't know what the person is asking you, right? It doesn't mean that wanting a beautiful physique is a bad thing, which is what most yoga people now end up saying, that you're looking, you shouldn't be so shallow.
So it's is more...
You're not being shallow. The person wants a beautiful body. I want a beautiful body. It's my birthright. I have a body. I should learn how to keep it beautiful.
Exactly.
And a beautiful physique just shows that a person really cares for themselves.
Absolutely.
Right? So there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's where I basically started having a lot of difference of opinion with other people in the yoga industry, so to speak. And I decided to study fitness because I also realized that just doing yoga was not enough for me and my body. For some people it is. It wasn't enough for me. I was getting fatter than I would like to be. And I was just not feeling in general well-being. So which is when I took on fitness and corrected my lifestyle and then started sharing it with other people. So what we do now is that we focus on physique development.
So, Eefa, I can see there are so many certificates in your,
All my
office.
babies.
Yes, babies. So, from yoga, I can see that you have taken many paths. So, which path have you taken? As you are talking about fitness, so what is your route? What was your journey?
I think the journey is still going on and I'm still trying to figure it out, and I think I will always be trying to figure it out till the day I die. But yes, it's that mind-body realm. That's where my fascination with being a human being lies, is that we are such amazing creatures and we can do so much with our minds and with our bodies. And I just feel that some of us, at least I haven't explored that enough, and my mission is to explore that to the maximum that I can. What is this mind-body connection? Why is it that some people just eat rubbish and look absolutely gorgeous?
Yes.
And why is it that others struggle with the healthiest and the cleanest of diet and lifestyle and don't look as they would like to look?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
What is this? What is it that we are not looking at? What more is there to discover? What parts are we not exploring? What do foods mean? Are these bits of information that we are eating and feeding into? How are we transforming a little vegetable into, enough energy and force to push a weight that is 10 times as heavy as us? So these are questions that for me make my life exciting.
So what courses did you do?
Well, so I started with, of course, yoga was, where I started. And after that, the first one that I picked was actually senior fitness. Because, I lost my parents and I wanted them to be really healthy. And of course, I couldn't make them do Ashtanga Yoga. My mom started doing some yoga, but it wasn't really making a difference in the areas I needed to see a difference to get them healthier. So I took on a course in senior fitness with the ISSA, and I realized that you needed a background in fitness to be able to do that course because it was a specialization course. And I could not understand anything in the course. So I, at the same time, decided to take on fitness nutrition. And it just changed my life. Like, I remember I opened the book on the first day, and it was sometime in the evening, and I didn't realize it had become dark. I think that was the first, and I just sat from maybe 4 in the evening till 10 at night. Because I was just fascinated with what was in front of me. And I was like, wow, I found my passion, I found my passion. It's just like when I found yoga, it's like I had this feeling, and then I hadn't had that feeling of finding something that I really loved for so long. So I did fitness, nutrition, and I did really well. And they sent me, sent me a letter saying that's really good, you've done really well. And then I took on, I didn't know what I was doing. I just took on sports nutrition because I just thought it had something to do with sports and nutrition.
Yes.
I had no idea what I was signing up for. I had no idea what sports nutrition even meant and what it was the study of. It was just mathematics, chemistry and physics. And of course biology, they presume you already have your biology inside out. So that was the next course, and that was of course the biggest thing in my life, and it took me almost a year to finish that one. I maxed my paper at 97.4% in the US, and that of course was like wow, I felt so good. Then there was no looking back. I did nutrition, I realized that exercise and nutrition just went like that, hand in hand, and that what I had been doing with just yoga was very wrong, to put it crudely. You know, I mean, I was just focusing on flexibility and endocrine health, and of course, mind-body focus and peace of mind. But you know, I was losing muscle. I had too much of fat. I was starving my body to try and lose weight. So I realized all the things I was doing wrong, and I decided to take on you know, my fitness exercise. So then there's of course there's courses and courses and courses like that.
So are you still pursuing some course?
Yes, the last exam is still left.
All the very best.
Strength and conditioning. Yes, all the very best for next year. Because I postponed it and extended my course for another year.
I can understand it must be very difficult to juggle with your work and your family and then studies.
It's really difficult. And you know, I'm writing a book, which is like the passion of my life right now. That's my baby. So of course, which is why I took an extension on my course, and I hope.
We'll be eagerly waiting for your book.
Please, please, please read my book.
I will, and I will promote it also.
Thank you so much. I
Because
need all your help with that.
and definitely, you know, 100% help. I'll provide 100% help to you. But the thing is, Eefa, that I think the book is needed because there are so many misconceptions, as you said, around yoga, that people think that only asanas are yoga, and there are so many misconceptions. People just want to lose weight, but they forget about you know, being fit, or you know, maybe able to climb 10 floors in one go.
Right.
So that's about fitness, and it is so different from just